The following message is transmitted at the request by the New York City Police Department. At 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, authorities have received numerous calls from civilians reporting of an unknown skin condition of unknown nature. They stated that there are crystals growing on their legs, before growing rapidly in intensity. Over 8 people have been killed with an unknown cause. Police are currently investigating this situation. Due to the uncertain nature of this situation, all residents in New York City are advised to return to your homes for the rest of tonight. If you suspect that you or your loved ones have crystals on any part of your body, dial 911 immediately. Stay calm and do not panic. Panicking will only make the situation worse. Continue to monitor local media and internet sources for the latest information on this developing situation.
The following message is transmitted at the request by the New York City Police Department. Just half an hour ago, police have reported more calls regarding crystals growing out on their bodies. As of this moment, 45 people are believed to be killed, with some instances claimed that crystal shards are littered within the area where the persons who were afflicted with crystal shards have died. The nature and the severity of the situation remains unclear at this time. All residents in New York City are advised to return to your homes and postpone any travel if necessary. If you know that you or someone who has these crystals sticking out in any part of your body, do not touch these crystals. Dial 911 immediately, and do not panic. It is unknown if this situation will improve or worsen. Continue to monitor radio and internet sources for more information on this developing situation. The following message is transmitted at the request by the New York City Police Department. At 10:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, local residents have reported white crystals growing inside their homes, with a further number of deaths caused by the crystals have also been reported. According to medical personnel, they stated that the victims who were being encased by these crystals have exploded. Further reports also stated that white crystals appeared to be growing on vehicles, homes, and utility poles. The nature of this situation is still unknown. The following actions must be taken to ensure the safety of the public. If you see any white crystals in your area, stay away from them and call 911 immediately. If you are in a home and you see these crystals growing inside, vacate your premises immediately. If you touch these crystals, you might be putting yourself and others in extreme danger. There is no available method to stop these crystals from growing, and amputation is proven to be ineffective. If possible, postpone or suspend all travel plans and seek shelter in a nearby building. Stay away from these crystals that may grow in any kind of solid matter. Continue to monitor local radio and internet sources for the latest information on this dangerous situation.
The following message is transmitted at the request by the New York City Police Department and Con Edison Power Company. Over less than 1 million people in New York City has been left with no power, as much of Manhattan and in parts of Brooklyn have plunged into darkness. The cause of this power outage is now confirmed to be the crystals that have been embedding and enveloping on several solid objects, including buildings, living beings, trees, utility poles, vehicles, and even animals. Although the exact nature of this phenomenon is currently unclear, this is a dangerous situation and should be taken seriously. The following precautionary measures are taking place to ensure the safety of all residents in New York City area. All travel is now being discouraged, with the exception of police, medical, and fire emergency services. Do not go outside unless if it was absolutely necessary. If you have family who is away from home, do not try to pick them up, as not only they are taking their own precautionary measures, but you might also be putting your life in serious danger. If you see the crystals in your area and if you are outdoors, stay away from these crystals. If you're inside a building and you see these crystals sticking or growing out in your home, vacate your premises immediately. Do not touch these crystals, as you will be enveloped entirely into crystal, and it will kill you by possibly bursting into shards of crystals. There is currently no known method to stop or reverse the spread of crystal shards in your body, and amputation is proven to be ineffective. If you have a life-threatening emergency, call 911 on a cellular phone. Stay tuned to this station or other local internet and media sources for the latest information on this dangerous situation.
The following message is transmitted at the request by the SCP Foundation and the NYPD. It is now confirmed by members of the SCP Foundation and local law enforcement that these white crystals that have been growing in and around solid objects and causing casualties in the New York City area are in fact a self-replicating material designated as SCP-409. SCPs are anomalous creatures, objects, places, events, or entities that are unexplainable by mainstream science. These creatures are normally dangerous to humans if left uncontained. All SCPs are being contained and are under maximum surveillance by a top-secret organization known as the SCP Foundation. It is acronymically known as Secure, Contain, Protect. At this time, the director of the Mobile Task Forces is now deploying troops in the city to deal with this situation. Martial law is now in effect for the entire New York City area, and shelter-in-place warning is in effect for the New York metropolitan area. All residents hearing this message are urged to go indoors now. Do not go outside unless if it's absolutely necessary. If you see these white crystals in your area and you are outside, move away from them. If inside a building or residence, dial 911, and local and military authorities will help you. Do not touch these crystals, as you will be affected by these crystals that will grow into your body, and would kill you by bursting into pieces. There is no known method to stop or reverse the spread of these white crystals in your body. Stay tuned to this station for further updates and await further instructions.
The following message is transmitted at the request by the SCP Foundation, the Mayor's Office of New York, and local law enforcement agencies. The situation regarding the SCP-409 has been worsened. At least 5,000 to 8,000 people have died as a direct result of these crystals, with one report claims that several of these houses and high-rises in the city have exploded as the crystals have fully enveloped the entire structures. Due to the risk that the crystals may spread to other nearby cities, Mayor Bill de Blasio has ordered a citywide lockdown to prevent the spread of these crystals, effective immediately until further notice. All forms of public transportation has been suspended, and travel on the streets is now prohibited to all civilians, with the exception of military and police personnel. All roadways in and around the city has been closed to all civilian traffic. All public places and businesses are being closed. The Mobile Task Force's efforts to contain the SCP-409 are still ongoing at this time. All residents in New York City are advised to return to your homes immediately. Make sure you have an emergency supply of food, water, clothing, extra batteries, flashlights, medical supplies, and a battery or hand crank-powered radio. If you see these white crystals in your area and you are outside, move away from them immediately. If indoors, vacate yourself and others to a safe location. Do not touch these white crystals, as you will be embedded with crystals, and will experience pain similar to frostbites, before exploding into thousands of pieces of human flesh and crystal shards. If you have a life-threatening emergency, call 911, and military authorities will come and extract you to a safe location. If you are caught outdoors during this lockdown period without a valid reason, you will be turned away, and will be charged to the fullest extent of the law. Unruly behavior will not be tolerated. You will be arrested. Please stay tuned to this station or other media and internet sources for the latest information and updates regarding this life-threatening situation. Attention to anyone listening on this AM frequency. As of 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the President of the United States has issued an executive order enforcing the quarantine of Manhattan Island, and it is now confirmed that they are planning to seal off the Manhattan Island. The F-16 fighter jets are en route to New York City, and it is expected to destroy all bridges within the next 10 minutes. All underground tunnels and land roadways will also be secured with heavy roadblocks and military specialists. This is done in an effort to prevent the spread of the self-replicating material object designated as SCP-409. Despite the Mobile Task Force's efforts to contain the spread, the majority of the personnel has been killed. In addition, up to hundreds of thousands of fatalities have been reported. Multiple conflicting reports have come in that over hundreds of buildings have been exploded into crystal shards, with a further 100 or 200 to be reported enveloping with white quartz crystals. The One World Trade Center is also reported to be partially engulfed by the SCP-409's crystals. This is an extremely dangerous situation and should not be taken lightly. Anyone living in Manhattan Island are strongly advised to leave now. Manhattan is no longer safe. To repeat, Manhattan Island is no longer safe. The National Guard will be transporting any humans not afflicted by the SCP-409's crystals to a safe location. It is not advisable to evacuate the city on your own, as you may risk being caught by these airstrikes from the F-16 Falcon jets. Before you evacuate, make sure you bring 2 weeks' worth of emergency supplies, such as food, water, clothing, medical supplies, extra batteries, flashlights, and a battery or hand crank-powered radio or television. Make sure you turn off gas, water and electricity before you leave your house. Tie a bright cloth or towel to a visible location to let authorities know that you are evacuating. The following designated evacuation points listed are as follows. South Street Seaport near FDR Drive and the Brooklyn Bridge, the Staten Island Ferry Whitehall Terminal near Battery Park, Central Park, East Village, Stuyvesant High School, and Piers 25 and 40 at Hudson River Park. These designated areas can be found with a green banner and white or yellow spotlights. Evacuate now. I repeat, evacuate now. Do not wait, or it may be too late. Do not touch the crystals. You will suffer pain, and will burst into pieces. If you know your loved one is infected with SCP-409's crystals, do not touch them. Do not panic. Panicking will only make the situation worse.